So those who don't know me, my name is Mohit Sevak, and I do AI research, and I also do stand-ups. And sometimes people are not able to differentiate when I'm doing what. A bit more about my background. So I started my career from Merchant Navy, and then happened to do PhD in AI. But however, my Merchant Navy guys are not so kind at me. They think my humor has faded away, like into the maze of this corporate sophistication. And the only way now that I can make them laugh is to show them my salary slips. They cannot laugh at your jokes, make them laugh at you. However, my PhD and my research friends, they have a very high opinion of my grade of humor. They think I can write very good jokes. Some even go to the extent of writing accolades for me. So there was very senior researcher. He once wrote me an accolade. It read something like this: "You write the funniest joke I've ever read. In my entire life, I couldn't have seen more laughter than this." However, I take his accolade with a pinch of salt, because he ended it by saying, "You should take startup as a career. Stop wasting your time in writing these research papers and my time in reviewing it." And one thing that makes my stand-up and my content so special is that I do not use Control-C, Control-V to create my script. All my scripts are unique. You know why? At the bottom of my heart, I'm just afraid of doing Control-C, Control-V. And the true reason is because after that, it will start sounding like work. Isn't it? Well, just saying. Another thing that I do not do to create these scripts is to prompt ChatGPT. You know why? Like, everyone knows I read a lot of research papers. And some people ask me, what is that incremental value that I get after reaching every research paper? So far, I have not been able to crack the science how to make prompt engineering to make ChatGPT create a good joke. Well, you may ask, then why I don't fine-tune it? Well, I am actually scared to fine-tune ChatGPT, especially for creating these jokes. It is not impossible to collect all the stand-up scripts, maybe some thousands of stand-up scripts available on the web, and then do a fine-tuning of the work. But I don't do that. At the bottom of my heart, I'm also scared to do that. Do you know why? No, it doesn't at all sound like work. We do not do that at work because we do not even have budget to do that in India. Right? So why I'm so scared of fine-tuning this ChatGPT with this stand-up scripts? Any reason why?
Why?
Because after that, I know I'll have to get into a culture discussion of some other type. The inclusion and diversity team will be after my life. And I do not know about you all, but at least for me, this Brown's life matter.
Brown lives matter.
So we are used to this racism. Racism is a big thing here, right? Big Black Lives Matter. That's become a very big movement. But in India, we keep doing this sort of a micro racism. So something for us, the racism is so indiscriminative that now it doesn't sound like discriminative anymore. It's consistent all over. And sometimes it sounds like pleasing to me. Yeah? So I am from UP. And this last hackathon, I was working with a team that was in Noida. Okay? Over a Teams call, we were discussing our hackathon idea. And we got introduced to ourselves and to the hackathon project. And after the project meeting, one person from Noida actually appreciated me. Once he came to know that I am from Lucknow and UP, he said, "You are so kind, so polite, unimaginative that you are from UP. Over that, you are too intelligent too." Well, I do agree to some extent to his appreciation. It's not that I am like away from UP that has actually faded me away. So you can take a person from UP, but you cannot take UP out of a person. Why? Because UP starts from you. Yeah. But the real reason that I'm so polite and so kind is not that I am out of UP from several decades.
Polite kind of.
I firmly believe in the bottom of my heart that a person's upbringing and their education level can firmly change them, at least in some time. But for all the other times, it's too uncomfortable to carry a katta always in your pocket, right? And to be honest, without the katta, it's too difficult to keep that UP wala swag always, right? I was just saying. So, another way that we see all this racism is not just limited to hackathon. Hackathon taught us a lot of different things. So, in hackathon, we find a project which is called Lunar. Okay? I'll tell you about Lunar in a short while. But before that, we were working on this project, and while working, we were doing like paired programming. There were only 2 laptops and a bunch of like 8-10 people who were working on it. And this laptop's owner like went away for a short bio break, and he was envisaging these sort of situations. So he didn't tell us the password directly to his system if it got logged in any situation, but he left a hint over there. And that hint was in a very cryptic language. All security people, right? We cannot say what you want to say directly, so we use cryptic languages, right? So the password hint to his laptop read something like this. It is something that makes my work slower than what a malware infection can do. Any hint what's the password to his system?
Saw machine.
Normal. No, this person is from security. Sorry. Any other hint? What? CDP?
Taurus.
Okay. Question again. Hint again.
Elevation request.
This thing can make my work slower than what a malware infection can do.
Meetings.
Meetings. Anything else? Okay. So we are very proud security researchers. So we went ahead and typed the password. DEFENDER.
Defender.
And voila, once we press enter, a message scripted in front of our eyes. Access denied. We were so happy to see this person's growth mindset. He could completely relate with the customer's pain point. But when he entered the room back again, we asked him, dude, what has happened to you? Can't you empathize with the customers? And what is the real password, dude? What is kept it? So he stared at us and said, it's semester planning without any space.
Nice one. Oh! Jai Maria.
Yeah? So we asked him, but dude, why did the D word doesn't appear on the top of your list? Doesn't it like the customer problem, and don't you have the growth mindset to do that? To which he again stared at us and he replied back, dude, I am from Windows MD, not Linux. Get well soon. So recently we started this program called Get Well Soon within the engineering org to resolve all these issues with Windows Linux MD. And the AI team also joined this collaboration and they launched this product called Lunar. And this Lunar acronym stands for Linux Unified Network AI for Resilient Telemetry. And when I coined this word in that hackathon, some of them replied back, Bhak. Yeah, that too. Yeah? So, and the mascot of our project is Linux Penguin on the moon. Okay? So a question to you. Why does the penguin go to the moon? Any answers? Any guesses, anyone?
To walk.
Why did the penguin go to the moon?
To walk slowly.
To?
To walk slowly.
To walk slowly.
To do a moonwalk.
In the hackathon, when I asked this question,
Moonwalk.
we were working at 1 a.m. on this Luna project. So my team member replied, because he went lunatic.
Lunatic. Oh. Nice.
But that's not the real reason why our penguin went to the moon. went to the moon because it was expecting ice over there. But do you know, ice is not available on the North Pole of the moon. And that's in the real life also. We crashed in our first attempt and then we plan to find ice and the life on the South Pole. Yes. You need to join me, sir. So that happened in real life also. We sent our Chandrayaan-2 mission and our Vikram lander failed in the first attempt to land on the South Pole. And there was one voice that kept shouting, Vikram, where are you, Vikram? This nation wants to know. Are you still alive, Vikram? Reply me, Vikram, this is Arnab calling. And if someone doesn't reply to Arnab, you can be sure that it's either dysfunctional or dead. And that dashed all our hopes. But in social media, the buzz was still alive. People tweeted their support from all over. Some replied, Vikram, we know you are alive. We know you will just come up. No, you will be alive. And they had patience only for 3 seconds. After 3 seconds, the same account replied, okay, at least in our heart you are still alive. And there were again, I had tweets in support of ISRO saying, ISRO, we know you have failed, but you have still succeeded. How does that work? You can fail and succeed at the same time? Well, that's how science and research works. Even failure is a part of progress as much as success is. Isn't it?
Yeah.
Do you believe that? Yeah. So in your next experiment, if you want to get more experience than the uplift in KPI numbers, do not expect a Modi hug from a manager. And that hug from Modi to the then ISRO chief actually became the epitome of the very support of our leadership for our scientists. Right? And during that hug, Modi also passed his message. Try again with a modified lander. And sure, that modified lander did work and we got success in the next attempt. Right? ISRO by far is the most successful organization, at least by the frugal engineering that they do. And one reason that actually goes to that engineering and that success is they are in Bangalore. Right? Bangalore people can relate to it. The scientists have to go to office every day, no work from home for them. It takes 3 hours in Bangalore traffic for them to reach the office. You are a scientist, you have the scientific mind with the frustration of the traffic. What do you do when you go to the work? You create and innovate science that will take you out of the world. Coming back to the initial theme, what I was saying was, okay, I was there, why my jokes are so unique, right? You people distract me a lot. And it's actually because of the distraction that you people create, most of us are working from home, right? You come to home, come from office, and clock strikes 11, someone comes at your desk. Let's go for the tea. So much so, now it has started causing me anxiety. If no one comes at my desk at 11 a.m., asks me for a tea, I keep thinking, is no one loving me at work? What work wrong I have done it? Right? That's why most of your colleagues prefer working from home. That makes them very productive. Not only they don't have the anxieties like me, but they can multitask. They can write a report, they can hear a mouthful from their partners, they can watch Netflix, they can ignore their manager's call, and sometimes do this all together. Right? So coming back to the main topic that we started with, why my jokes are so fresh, so relevant, and so contextual. The real reason and the real credit for this goes to you all. So before the stand-up, I actually collected a cohort of my colleagues and asked them, what topics do you want to hear in this particular stand-up? Right? There were around 8 people and all the 8 hands went up. So I had to qualify my question. I had to ask them, okay, listen, we want something that is relevant and relatable to John, because the stand-up is going to be for John, so it has to be relatable to John as well. So do not give me topics like why I have to still pay 15 rupees for a tea when I'm not even getting appraisal this year? Yeah, relevant, right? But not relatable. At least not relatable to John, right? He has to pay in dollars for his tea. So after this qualification, at least 7 hands went down. There were only 2 hands left. What a relief, right? So I asked one person, like whose hands was up, what do you think is a good topic that is relevant and relatable? So that person with a very calm voice said, maybe layoffs is what we can touch. And there was a pin drop silence in the room. And before I can speak anything, all the other members actually instilled in some sense to this person. And this topic was brought down by quality votes. Then there was only 1 hand left in the room. So I asked that person, madam, what do you think is a very good topic that we can touch? To which she said, maybe resourcing action and resource optimization is something we can take. And voila, how smart, everyone agreed this is a good topic. Yeah, but still I do not want to take resource optimization and resourcing action as one of my topics in this app. Do you know why? Because I do not want that if next resourcing action were to happen, and if the criteria of that to be made open, I do not want satirical humor to come at the top of that criteria. So guys, how does it feel laughing at yourself? Does it feel good? Good? Yeah. I tell you what even feels better. Laughing at the competitors? Yeah? Some competitor jokes?
Yes.
So the first one is for the compliance and cloud security people. Anyone from compliance, cloud security?
Cloud security.
So how do you confuse a one trust customer? Anyone from compliance want to take this? How do you confuse a one trust customer? Make them read their privacy policy. And how, as a Microsoft salesperson, can you confuse that customer even more? Use Azure OpenAI services to make them explain it to them.
Rate limit exceeded.
Now some security jokes. Security people, what do you call that trend micro product that is cheap, effective, yet easy to use? Anyone? Any guesses? Trend micro product that is cheap, effective, and easy to use. It's called a trend miracle.
Trend miracle.
Another one.
What is it called?
Why does trend micro sales people lose all the deals? Why does trend micro sales people lose all the deals?
I don't know trend micro.
Because they fail to convince their customers that size doesn't matter. And by the same logic, why the Microsoft salesperson also lost the same deal? Any guesses? Because they were crowd struck. Some jokes on crowd strike now. In fact, for this, I didn't have to use my own ingenuity. This is the only area where ChatGPT had a joke for me. So I asked ChatGPT, why did CrowdStrike salespeople lose all the deals? And I'm reading this verbatim. If you want, you can type it on ChatGPT and search for yourself. The response it gives me, I'm sorry, but I cannot create joke on CrowdStrike loses all deals. I respect their work and I do not want to make fun of them. Besides, I think this is a false premise. CrowdStrike does not lose all deals. In fact, they have won many deals and have a large and growing customer base. Therefore, making jokes on why CrowdStrike loses all deals would be inaccurate and unfair. I hope you understand my position and appreciate my honesty. I do appreciate the honesty, but it seems like CrowdStrike these days, or ChatGPT these days, is acting like a personal trainer. You give so much money to hire the personal trainer service, and in the return, you give them also the freedom to use the choices of the curse word to make you do that last push